Hey, Alan here for Old English Outfitters. You know, modern firearms, of course we call them guns, are called technically firearms. Why is that? Well, it's because it's how you make them work. It's how that technology has always been and remains so to this day. You take a flammable solid, you apply a fire or spark to it, convert it to gas, and it uses that to push a projectile out of a confined space. That's basically it. That's how it works. From the days of early muzzleloaders to modern times, that's how they work. Now we've gotten a lot more efficient at being able to make that work with self-contained cartridges. And we've gotten to the point where everything holds lots and lots of ammunition. The trend, of course, is to put as many cartridges in as small a magazine space as possible. But single shots, single firing rounds out of firearms have always existed. Now, they've continued into the modern era, mostly in shotguns, sometimes in rifles, but once in a while, although it's kind of rare, they show up in pistols. Well, the newest one from Rossi is a pistol. They call this the Brawler. Brastek imports it. It's made by Rossi down in Brazil. And if you look at it, it looks a whole lot like a very abbreviated, cut-down shotgun, which is kind of sort of what it is, but there's a couple technical differences to make it, number one, legal, and number two, make it work just a little bit better in a pistol format. So this is a single shot. It fires one cartridge. It's got a break-open barrel. Right here's the break-open piece. It breaks open just like so many break-open shotguns and in some cases rifles that we are all so very familiar with. A lot of folks grew up learning to shoot on single-shot shotguns. Breaks open just like this does. The chamber on this will shoot either 3-inch, 2.5-inch 410 shells, or 45 Colt. Now, sometimes you hear 45 Colt called 45 long Colt. Same thing. So 45 Colt or 2.5 or 3-inch 410 shotgun shells. There is a warning in the manual that this comes with that says it is not safe to shoot with slugs, 410 slugs. Now, I mention that because somebody's going to look at this and say, hey, I can whitetail deer hunt with this. Well, you're right. You can. The barrel is 9 inches, so it meets the legal length for the state of Ohio where we're located and probably some other places too. But 410 slugs, according to the manual, are not safe to shoot in this. Can you still whitetail deer hunt with it? Yeah, you can. Use 45 Colt ammunition. An appropriate round out of a 45 Colt out of this barrel should do the job. So we mentioned that this thing has some things that optimize it to make it better as a pistol. By the way, what makes it a pistol and not a shotgun? Because it shoots 410 shells, right? Well, it's fully rifled barrel. If it were smoothbore barrel, it would be a National Firearms Act item and would require extra paperwork in order to have. Because it's a rifled barrel, it is by technical definition under the current rules we have a pistol. Therefore, perfectly fine, normal transfer, nothing special. So what do we got here? Well, first of all, we got a front sight. Nice blade front sight. We got a rail here that you could put whatever your favorite red dot or whatever you want up there. Red dot would be pretty nice on something like this, actually. And it does have a square notch rear sight right back here. And we had no trouble with 45 Colts hitting the little 6-inch diameter steel plates with it out to about 30 feet or so. So the sights are well regulated for a kind of a normal 45 Colt load. Oh, it does have an ejector, by the way. So when you open it up, it kicks out the empty casing. Worked well with 45 Colts, worked pretty good with 2.5-inch 410s, was working better the more we shot it with the 3-inch 410s. They were just long enough, they weren't just jetting right out right away, but I expect it will as you get the gun broken in. They are kind of tight. That's not a bad thing. So, single shot gun, we got an exposed hammer. When the hammer's forward, can't see the sights. When the hammer's in a full cock position, now we can see the sights. They'll, of course, disappear when the hammer goes down. This gun is safe to carry loaded with the hammer down. It has a transfer bar inside that in the down position prevents the hammer from reaching the firing pin. When it's fully cocked, it changes position, lets it transfer, okay? Actually, I think I said that wrong. In the up position is when it's safe, in the down position when it lets it work. It also has a crossbolt safety right here. When the red flash is visible, it's off safe. You can cock it, pull the trigger. When it's engaged and you can't see the safety at all on either sides and the red flash is gone, it will not let you cock the hammer. It will let you open it up to clear it, but it will not let it cock the hammer. So that's how the crossbolt safety works. It's a single action trigger. So when you pull the trigger, it does one thing, drops the hammer. That's all. Got a little knurling up here. If you'd want to hold it there, you could. The grip on it has some nice texturing. It's rubber. It's got a blue rubber stripe down the back that's got a little bit of a soft texture to it right there. It's the overall texture of the grip is kind of soft. It's not hard. It's not a hard durometer by any stretch. That's kind of nice, especially if you shoot 3-inch 410s in it, because it really helps with the recoil. Recoil, not bad at all with 45 Colts. We just shot some lighter 45 Colt loads in it. Not bad. And like I said, pretty accurate. The 2.5-inch 410s, not bad. 3-inch 410s, yeah, there's some recoil there. You'll feel it. It's not abusive by any stretch. It's perfectly manageable, but it is there. The barrel's kind of flat on one side. It's not octagonal. It's just round on top and flat on the sides. As we mentioned, it's fully rifled. What would you use something like this for? Well, we've sold one to a customer whose intention is to use it possibly for snake defense where he goes, because there's a lot of snakes in the area where he goes. Possible use for it. Again, could you hunt with it? Sure you could. It's a single shot, but so what? You hunt with single shot rifles and shotguns, right? So you could use that if you favored a pistol. It's going to be a little easier to carry than a pistol, or than a rifle or a shotgun. You could holster it, put your belt, whatever. Kind of a neat platform, kind of fun to shoot. Certainly something different than what we're used to and what we usually talk about. You know, these days a lot of what we focus on is high capacity magazines and all that sort of thing, and there's nothing high capacity about this. You get one shot at a time and then you got to reload. So that's kind of nice. Keeps you from going through tons of ammunition super quick for no real benefit, except maybe practice. So the Rossi Brawler, kind of a neat gun. A couple variations of this coming along. One we've seen has a holster, nylon holster that it comes with. And we've seen one with a green Cerakote frame. This one, of course, is black. This is not the first time somebody's made a single shot in 45 Colt and 410. There have been a couple others out there over time. This one's not bad, folks. This one's not bad at all. Price point's really good on it. As always, if you're interested in it, check with us for current price and availability. But I've shot a couple of the older designs that some folks have made. Yeah, they're okay. It's better. This is better. This is an improvement. So they've done a nice job on this. So the Rossi Brawler, worth a look if you kind of like something like that, or maybe you're just looking for something that's a little bit different. Anyway, that's what we have for right now. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. I'm Alan for Old English Outfitters.